Are you looking for sealed product and singles? You can find it all on Channel Fireball. Please use my Tailmon affiliate code when checking out to help support my content. Looking for PTGO codes? Potown Store has all the latest sets and promos, instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tailmon code when checking out for 5% off. If you're from Europe, Millipots Gaming has a wide array of sealed products, singles, and more. You can use Tailmon code when checking out for 5% off. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to be taking a look at this Green's RESHIZARD deck that Kent, the Japanese player, played. He's been doing pretty well in the online tournament circuit. He was probably the one that started to get people to pay attention to Pokemon again since the format rotation. We all just discard Pikarom as dead with no Electro Power, no Thunder Mountain, but as has been seen with the latest tournament results, Pikarom is as strong as it has ever been, maybe even stronger thanks to Boltund. And this is his version of Green's Reshi, right? We have RESHIZARD as a very powerful Tag Team GX 270 HP. Has the attack Outrage doing 30 damage plus 10 more for each damage counter on this Pokemon, and has the attack First Strike doing a solid 234 for energy, which with Welder is not that big a deal and is not difficult to get powered up. Now we also have Double Blaze GX doing 200 damage for 3 energies, but it can go up to 300 damage if we get to have 3 extra energy attached, and we don't care about anything that our opponent might do or might have, right? Any protection or anything, if we are able to power up to that. Now, we have 4 Volcanions with the First Start attack, allowing us to attach extra energy if we are going second on our first turn. And we also have the High Heat Blast attack to pressure things, doing 50 damage. And if we have 4 energy in play, this attack does 60 more damage. Now, this deck does feature the Greens engine. Since we have no Pokemon with abilities, we can play Greens to search for 2 trainer cards, reveal them, and put them into our hand. Really solid card for sure. And we have, of course, 4 Welders to be able to attach extra fire energies on our turn and draw extra cards. Now I have a lot of disruption in power plants, and the Island Challenge Amulet allows a RESHIZARD to go down. It essentially allows us to play a 3 RESHIZARD game if we want to, instead of a 2 RESHIZARD game for 6 prices. So it's a really nice option to have. We have healing, we have energy search with the Hearth and the Spinner, we have energy recovery, we have a very healthy 10 and 4 energy split, right, in order to have a bunch of energy available to us, but especially get extra HP with the heat fire energy, giving 20 extra HP to our fire Pokemon along with the big charms, so RESHIZARD can get to Pokemon VMAX numbers as well. We have Tag Switch to move energy around, we have Pokégears to help search for support, so we have more healing Mallow Lana. Basically a lot of options, right? A lot of options that we have. Even a Lucky Egg to attach to a Volcanion to help us with our setup can be a pretty good card to grab off of a Greens when we have a low card hand to replenish it. But yeah, let's see what we can do with this deck. I will say I'm definitely not an expert at playing this. This is my first game playing this list, so make sure that you keep that in mind. My opponent very excited that he's playing against me, so that's cool. We lose the coin flip, but we don't mind that with this deck, right? Because we have exactly the Volcanions to start off with. We actually should be starting Volcanion more often than RESHIZARD, which is ideal. And we seem to be up against ADP, right? We just mulligan 3 times as well, so that's going to be really beneficial. And now this hand is absolutely beautiful, right? Now this hand is absolutely beautiful. I'm happy that the 3 cards we would have drawn with Cynthia Caitlin would have provided us those 3 cards, but now we get to Greens on turn 1. We get to establish Charizard, we get to power it up. So things are looking very nice here for us. Things are looking very nice here for us. So we won't be able to stop my opponent's plan essentially of ADP and whatnot. Hopefully no reset stamp on turn 1. I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It would basically mean our mulligans mean nothing, but that's okay, honestly. That's okay. I feel like that switch was played a little preemptively, though. like that switch might have been played a little preemptively. Okay, and I actually get a spinner, which is even better. Alright, so the Island Challenge Amulet allows ADP to knock out my Charizard, but my opponent's surprised. But it also means that one Volcanion KO and one RESHIZARD KO is actually not enough to beat me here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna greens, and then I probably shouldn't tap because I don't know if he has Big Charm or not. I probably shouldn't have discarded the Tool Scrapper. My hand was literally perfect before that. Okay, so I'm gonna grab Welder. And honestly, I kind of want to grab Power Plant to slow him down. Because I have the perfect cards. I attach 3 energy and then I Welder plus attach. So I'm going to grab these to disrupt my opponent. The Power Plant might put in some work here. And then we're going to go Flourish Starter. We have 1 basic energy left in the deck now. Out of the 10 we play, we have 4 in play, 3 in our hand. So that means we prize 3. No, we prize 2 basic energies, right? And we'll see if the Power Plant actually gets to make a difference here. For anyone who's keeping track, I just recorded a, like the timing when they get published and when they get recorded, there's a big delay. But I did record a Lucario Mill Metal video for Channel Fireball, which you can check out over there at Channel Pokemon. And I played against ADP 3 times in a row, and all 3 times I beat them with Lucario Metal. So this is the 4th ADP I'm facing in a row in the ladder, which is pretty crazy. Shows how popular this deck is. Interesting that my opponent has the deck like basically fully, well no, never mind, it's not fully blinked out. He does have 4 or at least 3 Quick Balls, which are the most expensive card in this deck right now. Has to resort to using Crobat because he doesn't have access to the Dene thanks to the Power Plant. And we have the Welder, which is pretty nice. We have the Welder. I have a good feeling about this. Yeah, I definitely have a good feeling about this. So we get to switch, and then we just go double blaze for the KO. So literally a perfect game for me right here. Literally a perfect game, which is kind of rare, right? It's definitely kind of rare. We get an energy, we get a Welder, and we get a Heat Fire out of our discard pile. So things are looking pretty nice. My opponent might not even be able to attack this turn. Does play the Pokemon Catcher. That would have been annoying, but not terrible. You just see the Intrepid Sword. And this is basically game over, right? This is definitely game over because we attach this, right? And then, yeah, all we needed to do was take a KO, and then Seishan can never one KO us, not with 2 Heat Fire attached, right? Even with a Leon, that wouldn't be enough. And I could have dogged for Big Charm, so yeah, 4 ADP Seishan decks beaten in a row. Can we face our 5th ADP Seishan right here? Based on the coin, you would not expect it, right? That I've never seen that coin. That's Charizard VMAX, right? It looks weird, but that is a Charizard VMAX. That is a Charizard VMAX. Alright, my opponent lets me go first. What? How did he know? I mean, I have a pretty good hand, but how did he know? No, he must be playing a Volcanion deck, right? So this will be the battle of the fire decks. Okay, it is. It actually is. So now the question becomes, will my opponent remove my energy? It would be appreciated if he didn't. If he got, I honestly at this point, I'd rather him get the the Volcanion than remove the energy. But it is what it is, right? Nothing we can do about that. So the Pokemon putting back the Big Teeny V, which is not a common Pokemon to see in Centiskorch VMAX decks. There's a Volcanion, so I might just see a switch. We see a Welder first. Onto the Volk, so really committing to the benched Volk. We see a Giant Hearth, which will help us. So I'm happy to see that. I'm definitely okay seeing that. Okay, seems like my opponent is just gonna go that route. That's fine, honestly. That's fine because they played the Giant Hearth. 30 damage will not be super impactful here. I definitely want to apply pressure though. So I'm going to Welder and GX. Because that sets up the Centiskorch to be 2-hit KO'd, right? That sets up the Centiskorch to be 2-hit KO'd, and that is pretty important. Yeah, 10 damage off the KO. If he hadn't removed the energy, we would have been able to knock out the Centiskorch. But that's okay, right? Now the Centiskorch is perfect for later to be KO'd, and on top of that, my opponent didn't get to attach extra energy. So now he's gonna be a little delayed in terms of that, right? So the Giant Hearth for 2 fires. All right. Alrighty. So they are playing Giratina to remove the Heat Fires. Is this Centiskorch next, which we did feature a few days ago. There's another Centiskorch. It's my opponent. Yeah, he's gonna Radiating Heat. Okay. So, I mean, obviously I have the KO with Outrage. I have extra energy through the Giant Hearth. So the question is, do I really Welder to the active? That doesn't feel worth it, right? So I definitely want to get rid of this and get energies. And then I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna grab a Tackle. And what else? Honestly, maybe a Boss. Because then I can threaten that, right? Because my opponent's clearly not drawing very well. And that's good news for us. Then we can grab these to get the greens back. Okay, so I will attach to the active, and then I just Outrage for the KO. I'll bench the Volt to tempt my opponent to, like, I don't know, just as a pivot, in case they play a Fiona or something. I have the switch anyways, so we just Outrage. So a pretty weird start to the game. Double energy removal is annoying, but not the end of the world. I have healing. I can target down this Centiskorch if he ends up deciding to commit energy to that. We do get reset stamped, so that's no longer an option, but it's fine, right? It's generally fine. We got Welder, which is basically all that matters. Alrighty. Scoop up nets. No VMAX yet. And if I take a knockout on this Volk, that's also okay, because I remove energy from play, right? And then all I need to do is KO on VMAX. Oh, that's annoying. Right, that's annoying. But I do have the Welder. So now I can just split my resources. I think this is fine. I can tackle for the 3rd Charizard VMAX and discard that for the Giant Hearth, right? And then I get to Welder and then Outrage for the KO. Sucks that 110 is perfect, 160 follow-up, but it does rely on Welder, right? It does rely on my opponent getting a 2 Welder with 1 energy and the VMAX, which he still doesn't have. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. No, I'll do this first. That's what I had been talking about. Okay. And then I'll do this. Wait, why did I do that? That was not a good call on my part. I should have just kept the Pokégear. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna delete this, right? So my opponent doesn't have access to it, hopefully. 3 Welders down 2 and the Eldegoss. So I'm gonna leave this guy ready. And then we'll just go ahead and Outrage. Ready to Flare Strike next turn is what I mean. And so we get our prize card, Goose Mahala, not super useful. We have triple greens in hand. Immediately promoted the Centiskorch though, so there's the attachment. He does need Welder though, otherwise he's in trouble. We get Reset Stamped again. Get our Pokégear. Definitely should not have played down the Pokégear, I really shouldn't have. Okay, that research means my opponent will not be able to KO me, and that is fantastic. That research means my opponent will not be able to KO me this turn, 100%. Gives us access to more energy, I'm happy about that. Not the biggest of deals. And I have a lot of outs on the Pokégear, so I'm okay with that. Still no VMAX for my opponent, and he's down to 15 cards, so that's really strange. And okay, just goes to Dene, really digging for that VMAX. There it is finally, which I'm happy about, right? Because now I just need to deal with that Centiskorch and that's it. I mean, the Heatran back there is scary though. It's definitely scary, but I'm going to be dealing 260. So the game might come down to a boss, right? The game might come down as expected, as is usually the case with these sort of games. The game might come down to his boss or my boss, whoever gets it first. He is down to 8 cards. And only down 1 boss, but I managed to top deck the greens, which is amazing. So I want to keep this as an out. My opponent has played down 2 reset stamps. You would imagine that he doesn't have a third reset stamp, right? It's no guarantee, right? But that's what you could maybe expect. So I'm gonna greens, and I'm gonna grab stamp. No, not stamp. I'm gonna grab. What am I going to grab actually? Well, definitely boss, right? Not both. Yeah, not both. I guess the Lucky Egg too. Yeah. Well, actually, I'll grab another greens just in case I need something different, right? And then I outrage. So I have game in hand. My opponent knows I have game in hand. Marnie or Stamp would be the way they get rid of my win condition. It would really suck if they Marnie, because then the boss goes down to the bottom. Reset Stamp would actually be preferred to that. Oh, you know what? I should have grabbed Lucky Egg. Okay, so we end up winning, which is fantastic. I should not have attached the Big Charm to the Charizard. I should have attached the Lucky Egg. That way, anytime that Charizard went down, I had the possibility to draw those extra cards, right? So I probably should have done that. That was a slight less than optimal play for me, but we are currently at a win streak of 6, which is fantastic. We get ourselves 5 tournament tickets. And a pretty solid game and showing for this deck. Yeah, pretty solid game and showing for this deck. It feels strong. It is obviously vulnerable to Marnies and reset stamps, but it does play a lot of outs and a lot of options to help recover from those cards. So yeah, I like it. I like the deck. It feels very solid and it's pretty fun to play. Yeah, I've always enjoyed playing greens decks. So yeah, that will be all for today's video. Don't forget that if you are subscribed to my channel and you leave a like and a comment on this video, you can win the daily code provided by Poton Store. So why wouldn't you do it? It also helps out the channel, helps out in the YouTube algorithm, so helps me bring you more content like you just watched. Thank you so much, and until next time, bye-bye.